online and offline television programming. Situated in the serene environment of Guzape, Abuja FCT, TVN, as it is fondly called, caters to a wide variety of audience via carefully orchestrated mind-blowing programs in the areas of fashion, business, politics, entertainment, religion, movies, food and health, culture and lifestyle, events around the globe, sports and foreign news. Whatever your inclination, we've got you completely covered with programs like Issues of the Moment, The Patriot, Daybreak Nigeria, Matter Africa, TVN Business Time, Healthy Living, From the Cradle, Stay Inspired, Entertainment Gist, Movie Hour, Hits Paradise, among others. All designed to keep you thoroughly informed, entertained, at the edge of your seats and yearning for more. A tour around our domain will reveal a highly dedicated staff force and a state-of-the-art facility and equipment for high-definition quality broadcast, making our station your #1 choice in advertising your business and propagating your ideas. We are currently on Nightcomsat doing our test transmission for takeoff in the nearest future. Television Nigerian is located in Nigeria at Television Nigerian House, Guzape Hilltop Mansion, beside Guzape White House, Guzape Abuja FCT, and in the United Kingdom at 45 Ancient House, 48 Aerodrome Road, Beaufort Park, Colindale, London. For inquiries,
Daybreak Africa, what makes it amazing? Is it the stories? Is it the wildlife? Is it the people? Daybreak Africa, news across Africa.
That means a prophet can change an ugly situation. A prophet can change the message of God. When God say yes, a prophet can say, sir, please, no. He said, obey the word of the prophet, you shall prosper. So God has already put his position to the prophet. So prophet is not by confession, prophet is by what you practicalize. And that is why I speak to you as an oracle, as an ambassador of the Most High, as an iroko tree planted by the Almighty Jesus, that nobody can challenge.
When God says yes, a prophet can say no. Wow.
That's quite serious.
So
one.
God will say yes, and a prophet will say no.
Imagine an immortal being saying yes, and then a mortal being says no.
It's funny, but I think I don't know. Probably what he meant to say was that when God gives a prophecy to the people or to the prophet particularly, the prophet now intercedes on behalf of the people and say, okay, God, please, can you let this pass over? This shouldn't happen, please, God. You pray. That's why the pastor will say, fast for 7 days, prayer at night, vigil, do this, that. Yes, I think if that's what he means, though.
I think I want to share that same sentiment with me, if I should call it sentiment, because if you get prophecy about bad stuff and you don't pray about it and nothing happens about it, they refer to you as a prophet of the doom. That's why when people get prophecy about something not too favorable, they tend to pray about it, and then possibly God could hear the prayers of the people and then change the situation. Exactly. Probably that's what he's talking about.
Exactly. I just see this as in the comedy aspect. I don't see it as being realistic or something, because it's not so. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is Daybreak Africa, and we are here live in our Abuja studio from Television Nigeria. Remember, you can stream us live on all our social media platforms at Television Nigeria, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Television Nigeria. My name is Mercy Joe.
And I'm Elvis Oka. Remember to always follow us on our live feed at www.tvn.news.
Okay. So this morning, Nigeria, I said yesterday night, precisely 11 p.m., the NCDC confirmed fresh 117 new cases in Nigeria.
That's more like a skyrocket number.
Exactly. Now bringing to a total of 782 cases in Nigeria.
This is what so many experts have seen and foreseen from the past, and they were crying out loud that Nigerians should put up enough and necessary preparation or preventive measures so that we don't get to see a situation like this. Because imagine when it gets to the slum. Initially, Nigerians were feeling like, okay, if it's happening in the suburb, people will be able to manage it better. But when it gets to the slum, taking into consideration the living conditions and all, you know what's happening, you know what's about to happen.
And Lagos is topping the list with 59 cases.
Lagos.
Yes, and Abuja has followed suit with 29 cases. Kano with 14 cases, Borno 6 cases, Katsina with 4 cases, and Ogun State with 3 cases.
Like we keep saying, when human beings stop moving, the virus stops moving. That is why the lockdown is very, very important. It's very, very significant. So I think enough beefing up needs to be done regarding the lockdown and other preventive measures. Else, this is more like a time bomb.
My own concern is the Lagos cases. The Lagos cases keeps being the top on the list every other day. As at Monday there was no case, but yesterday there are now lots of cases. And I'm trying to ask, we need like a consensus, like how are they actually finding out these people have been infected? Are they like through calls being made out, okay, NCDC, I'm having these symptoms, blah, 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 come and test me? Or is it those movements that they claim that they have embarked on to test almost everyone in Lagos?
It was actually projected from the onset that more tests are being carried out, the more cases we are likely to see. Because if you don't test, you won't know the status of someone, if it's positive or negative. So I think that's what's coming to play. As we've seen more cases or more tests being carried out, we're going to see definitely more cases.
And imagine the case of the 1 million gang, as said yesterday, of they are ranting up and down in the Mushin suburb area of Lagos. I'm imagining having casualties, like cases from that.
We actually looked into that yesterday when we were discussing that issue, because if you see the nature at which people were rubbing contact together, we made mention of people not adhering to the social
distancing. So should we now be worried again that we may get new cases because of that panic?
Probably.
So I think it's cases like that that actually makes Lagos cases always higher every other day, because they are not adhering to the lockdown. It's really a cause to worry. Okay, and let's quickly go to the news desk to see the headlines topping Nigeria.
Thanks for joining us on the AM News. My name is Susan Achin. One of President Muhammadu Buhari's bodyguard, Warrant Officer Lawal Mato, is dead. In a statement, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, confirmed that Mato died on Tuesday after 3 years of struggling with diabetes. He said the military officer had been working with President Buhari for many years before he won the elections in 2015. Nigeria on Tuesday recorded 117 new cases of the novel coronavirus, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC. In a tweet, the NCDC said 59 cases were recorded in Lagos and 14 in Kano. The country's total infections has now risen to 782, and while deaths have risen to 25, at least 197 cases have been recorded from the disease. 86 people, mostly staff, have come down with the coronavirus at the prison in the southern Moroccan city of Kwarazate. Prison authorities said on Tuesday without reporting any deaths. Earlier this month, Morocco released 5,645 prisoners, some of them in poor health, to help reduce the risk of the coronavirus spreading in its prisons, as has happened in other countries. At the Kwarazate facility, at least 6 inmates were among those who have contracted the coronavirus and are now undergoing testing, according to a prison statement. And back to Nigeria, the federal government has made some clarifications about the conditional cash transfer scheme currently ongoing in many states across the country. According to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Sadiya Farouk, members from the same family cannot receive money more than once. Farouk disclosed this on Tuesday while responding to questions at the Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19. Moving on to the world of business, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa on Tuesday announced a $26 billion relief package aimed at stimulating the economy and cushioning the vulnerable people during the coronavirus pandemic. In an address to the nation, Ramaphosa announced the massive social and economic support package of 500 billion rand, which amounts to about 10% of the gross domestic product, GDP. Now moving on to the world of entertainment. Award-winning Nollywood actress and movie director Stephanie Linus Okereke celebrated her 8 years wedding anniversary yesterday. Stephanie Okereke and husband Linus Idahosa got married in 2012. The actress revealed that it has been an amazing journey with her husband. Lastly, and on sports, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has revealed that he is self-isolating at home after he arrived in Abuja from his base in Saudi Arabia. Musa was permitted to leave Saudi Arabia and return home following the suspension of the Saudi Professional League due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Super Eagles skipper arrived in Abuja alongside another Nigerian player, John Ogu, who also plays in Saudi Arabia. The 27-year-old revealed that he has started his 14-day self-isolation at home in line with the guidelines of the government for anyone returning from another country. And that's it on AM News. I am Susan Achin. Good morning.
Good morning, Susan.
Good morning, Mercy.
Thank you so much for putting this.
Lord Sky on the beat.
That was the news around Nigeria. Ahmed Musa actually giving himself that self-isolation for 14 days was really very thoughtful of him after coming down from Saudi Arabia. And Stephanie Okereke's wedding anniversary, that's actually something, at least people are still celebrating, finding a reason to celebrate in this
exactly
pandemic.
The point. I was trying to look at the videos of commissioners in Kogi State doing maybe rehearsing or working out in the gym yesterday. Rehearsing. Okay, Ahmed Musa turning himself in for self-isolation is actually a good one, because that's one thing with these public figures. By the time most people, many people look up to you. So him coming into the country and then subjecting himself in line with the directive of the federal government.
It's actually setting a very good example for the next
for people to follow as well.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, let's go across Africa and see the news top in headlines.
This is news across Africa on Daybreak Africa. A 68-year-old Nigerian woman successfully delivered twins on her first pregnancy. The Lagos University Teaching Hospital (LUTH) reported over the weekend. The hospital celebrated a feat it said was the first in the country and across Africa. The mother delivered the babies, a boy and a girl, via elective cesarean election, a LUTH statement added. The mother was carrying a pregnancy for the first time, having undergone an in vitro fertilization (IVF), an embryo transfer at outside facility. A compulsory face mask order kicked into effect in Guinea over the weekend, April 18th, as part of the government's efforts to stem the spread of the new coronavirus. In the capital, Conakry, police officers conducted checks at major intersections and imposed a fine of 30,000 Guinean francs, equivalent to €3 on offender. In the inner suburbs, the majority of inhabitants respected this new measure, which they considered useful. The order has turned out to be a boost for many seamstresses and tailors, as the demand for masks have spiked since President Condé issued the order last week. Ghana's president on Sunday lifted targeted lockdown on 2 major regions in the country, citing improved testing of the coronavirus pandemic across the West African country. In the over half-an-hour address delivered to the nation, the president also announced that Ghana's tally had passed the 1,000 mark. Ghana becomes the first African country to not extend but lift a lockdown. Rwanda, South Africa, Uganda, and more recently Zimbabwe have all extended lockdowns aimed at coping spread of the pandemic. Government, however, warned that lockdowns could be imposed hotspots if need to be. Following the intervention of South African mediators, politicians in Lesotho have pledged a dignified retirement for the country's Prime Minister. Thomas Tabane have been under pressure to step down over allegations he had in the murder of his estranged wife in 2017. Exactly what has been proposed in order to end the political crisis in Lesotho has not been made public. But following talks between members of the coalition government and South African mediators, a statement was released which mentioned a deal involving a dignified and secure exit for the Prime Minister. A COVID-19 test kit that provides results in a little over an hour has been created by entrepreneurs Daniel Ndima and Dino Lioma of Cape Bio. The development of locally produced CPR test kits would reduce the need for foreign imports and allow for a faster testing process among the population. That is all the news across Africa. Daybreak Africa continues shortly. I am Josephine Paul.
That was news across Africa. So let's quickly look at the news headlines on the newspapers. For The Guardian, the headline here says, "Confusion as Chinese doctors end 14-day isolation today." And under the headlines we have duration of stay, work scope, specialization still unknown. Nigeria not only country getting help from China, says Minister. Lagos launches toll-free number for non-COVID-19 cases.
For that story to make that banner headline, you know that it's a story of serious concern, because exactly. I remember the whole hula baloo surrounding the arrival of the Chinese doctors,
yes.
especially
so much noise from Nigerians asking why they should
the
actually
Medical
be
Association
around.
of Nigerians looking at the legality of other medical practitioners to come from different countries to come and practice here. But I feel if they have reached an agreement with the federal government and the Medical Association, they have tested negative, I think it's fit for them to join the society and then help people as well, which is the mean in why they came. All right, and from the Nation newspaper, we have the banner headline, COVID-19, Edo, Oyo, Kano, Oshun, under special watch. 117 new cases take national tally to 782. Fake coronavirus vaccine on sale in Kano.
I read something about that. It said a yellowish substance in a bottle, and then they are hawking it around the streets of Kano.
And one begins to wonder if truly people want to help or just trying to capitalize on this novel pandemic and cash in, which is, it will be very bad, because it's more like a general pandemic the entire human race is fighting. So we don't expect nobody to be cashing on this. So
exactly. Allah Muhammad has already come out to say, don't take it. That is not the vaccine. It has not been confirmed. That's not the vaccine. Do not take it. These people are just trying to make money. Okay, let's go to the Daily Trust. The headlines here say Nigeria BP, diabetes patients, others face tough time. And underneath we have Katsina restricts visits to state-owned hospitals. Supposition lead to death of woman in Anambra. Drug scare expensive in Oshun. 70-year-old patient battles for life in Bauchi after discharge. Above the headlines we have 37 APC top shot juggle for Kyari's post. Nigeria's Brent crude drops to $19.71 billion, lowest in 18 years.
Talking about people complaining about the high cost of drugs in Osun State, that's point our attention to the fact that maybe the subsidy being given to the medical sector is not enough, so people are actually crying for more subsidy to be granted to some of these drugs. Because
I even don't think it's a matter of subsidy. How do these people get their supplies of the drugs? Yes, that's another thing. So that could actually bring a hike in the price for the drugs. And
especially with the war from the federal government raging so hard on people with fake drugs, all thanks to NAFDAC and other associations that are so key or important in fighting these menace. Okay, away from that, let's take a look at headlines we have from the Punch newspaper. The banner headline we have here says, COVID-19, Kano surge worries federal government, Ganduje begs for help. And above the name template, we have President orders payment of varsity lecturers with head salaries. CBN's 50 billion naira COVID-19 fund disbursement begins Thursday. And below the nameplate and the banner headline, we have federal government postpones WASI and NECO indefinitely. See effect of coronavirus being felt over different sectors of our economy, education, business, and agriculture.
No sector is left unaffected. Let's go to Daily Independent newspapers. And for the headline, we have states in trouble as federal allocation reaches record low. Below the headlines, experts fear salaries, entitlements, capital projects may suffer. Below the headline pictures, we have no policy against release of dead COVID-19 patients, Lagos State government. Below that, confirms 23 new cases, 83-year-old woman dies, 2 more patients discharged in Oyo. Anambra index case tests negative, community transmission, fear grips FCT residents. About the no policy against release of dead COVID-19, that caught my attention very well, because I
having different standpoint from the federal government and the Lagos State government.
There was a time Lai Mohammed actually came out, I think in the beginning of April, and he said any of the dead bodies of a COVID-19 case has actually now become the property of the federal government.
So it won't be released to the families.
Exactly. So seeing this contradicts
we don't want to question the sovereignty of a state government under the federal government, because we actually got that first case from the federal government, and the Lagos State government coming to say this. I think we'll leave that.
So is there a division?
We'll leave that to the legal luminaries to talk about that.
Exactly.
Okay, away from that, let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune, and the banner headline we have from there says COVID-19, 117 new cases FG monitoring Kano and others. And above the name template, we have FG. We use BVN to identify poor, vulnerable Nigerians. We also have inflation rose to 12.26% in March. That is statistic coming from NBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics.
The one that caught my attention is the federal government using BVN to trace
yeah,
the
because that actually made our AM news, and I wanted us to react to that.
Okay.
Because Nigerians have actually been yearning for other ways apart from the data generated earlier regarding the palliatives being given in regards to the COVID-19 issues. And then federal government finally hearing the plight of the crowd of people to use BVN.
But the thing is that the BVN, and they're saying they're going to use it to trace those that are the poorest in Nigeria. Are they aware that some people actually have money, but they do not always put the money in their account? So that means those people are also likely to receive the palliatives.
Recall that they have already generated data for the most indigent people in some certain state, and they are being given some palliatives at the moment right now. So this is more like invigorating more people into the database, into the cycle, so that the palliatives can encompass.
Well, I hope they actually use the data more. Business Day today, and the headline, for Nigeria, investment-led growth is the only option. Below that, we have to overcome COVID-19 or slump. Beside the headline, we have federal government envisages spike in confirmed cases of COVID-19 as it ramps up testing.
Double disaster. Because COVID-19 making oil price to go down. I saw an information from the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, the governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, when he was talking about the state government unlikely to get allocations from federal government in June. And he was explaining that oils are being sold 3 months ahead. So from now to June, we are covered about that from June. If nothing is done, then it will be very hard for federal government to dish out allocation to the state government.
COVID-19. Anyway, let's go to the health desk and see the binge disorder, eating disorder.
Welcome to another episode of Healthy Living on Daybreak Africa. I'm Chiwendu, the Stacia girl, and today we shall be discussing on binge eating disorder. When you feel like you can't stop, or even if you're already uncomfortably full, you may eat a lot quickly, even if you're not hungry. You feel ashamed about it. Unlike bulimia, you don't try to make yourself throw up or excite a lot after a binge. Experts don't know why some people develop binge eating disorder. It is more common in women than in men. In the US, about 3.5% of women, 5.6 million, and 2% of men, 3.1 million, have it. People who are obese are at higher risk of getting binge eating disorder, although people of normal weight can also get it. About 2 of every 3 people in the US who have the condition are obese. If you have binge eating disorder, you may have trouble handling your emotions or feel out of control in other ways. You may use food as a way to comfort or reward yourself. Skipping meals and other severe dieting may trigger a backlash of binge eating. The disorder often goes hand in hand with depression. Researchers are studying whether brain chemicals or metabolism play roles, and also runs in some families. Women are more likely than men to have it. Some people with binge eating disorder have gone through emotional or physical abuse or had addictions such as alcoholism. If that sounds like you, getting help with those issues will be part of getting better. Here are some symptoms of binge eating disorder. You eat more food than other people do in the same situation. You feel like you can't control how much you eat. Feel upset after you binge. Have an eating binge at least once a week for 3 months on average. You also have 3 or more of these symptoms. Eat much more quickly than normal. Eat enough to be uncomfortably full. Eat when you are not hungry. You eat a lot. Eat alone so no one you see how much food you are having. Feel guilty, disgusted, or depressed about your eating. People with binge eating disorder don't try to throw up after overeating. You can get other health problems related to gaining weight or healthy eating. 2. Such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease. You also may have trouble sleeping, muscle and joint pain, and digestive problems. Women may have irregular or infrequent menstrual periods. People with eating disorder often try to hide it in order to get diagnosed, though you need to be open with your doctor. She's on your side. Your doctor may consider binge eating mild if it happens 1 to 3 times a week, moderate if it happens 4 to 7 times a week, severe if it happens 8 to 13 times a week, or extreme if it happens 14 or more times a week. And the treatment for binge eating. Beating binge eating disorder is not about willpower. Sometimes medications will be prescribed to suppress the desire to binge eat. It is the first FDA-approved drug to treat moderate to severe binge eating by curbing the binge eating episodes. You also need a help of a specialist, such as a psychologist. She may use an approach called cognitive behavior therapy, which focuses on what you do and how you feel. It can help you change your thoughts about eating and understand what triggers your binge. Your therapist may suggest that you include your family in counseling so that they can learn about the disorder, spot sources of stress at home, and know how to support you. Ask your doctor or therapist about finding a support group in your area. It can help to talk to other people who know what you are going through. You also may need help with other conditions such as depression or anxiety. A doctor may prescribe an antidepressant, a drug to help manage the urge to binge, such as the anti-seizure drug or other medications. In taking care of yourself, ask your doctor or therapist to recommend a nutritional counselor who can teach you about healthy eating. If you have 2 diabetes or high cholesterol, you may need to limit certain types of food or lose weight. You need your doctor's advice on how to lose extra weight without triggering binge eating. The goal is to get healthier. It is not about numbers on a scale or serving sizes. It is about how you relate to food and to your own body. And that's the much we have for you today on Healthy Living on Daybreak Africa. I am Chiwende Osisiago. Daybreak Africa continues shortly.
Welcome back from our health school. It's still Daybreak Africa, and you just watched that eating disorder regarding binge kind of eating.
And I think depression causes people to eat a lot.
Yeah, it's so funny how appetite and then healthy living depends interwoven or interdependent on each other, because somebody actually call food as a medicine we take before falling ill. Yeah.
Really?
So our eating habit matters a lot. Like you said, when you are emotional, there are kind of food you tend to eat.
Yes.
And then when you are depressed, there are kind of food you tend to eat.
And the thing is that even when one is depressed, why is it that you're not even thinking of vegetables to take in? The only thing you're thinking about is snacks and junks. Plenty junks.
And like they rightly pointed it out, that documentary we just saw, that it's not in the numbers, but it's in the habit and then how healthy it is from what you eat.
Right.
Yes. Okay, still on Daybreak Africa. Let's take a short time out and then we'll return to continue with the show.
My name is Chiwende Osisiago, presenter Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business and your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-69 59 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
This is still Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria. Right now we take you to the streets of Nigeria as we listen to who Nigerians feel the police are to them. Now, who is the police to you?
The police, my friend. The police is just my friend. Remember, this is still Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria. Let's quickly go to the street and hear from the people.
The Nigerian police force is the principal law enforcement agency in Nigeria, with a staff strength of over 371,800. There are currently plans to increase the staff strength to 650,000 to boost internal security. The Nigerian police force is a very large organization consisting of 36 commands grouped into 12 zones and 7 administrative organs headed by the Inspector General of Police. Now we're here on the streets to find out who the police is to you. Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm from Television Nigeria, and I want to find out who is the police to you.
Police, I would say they are my friends, and I will also say they are my enemies.
So you like the police?
For me, I like the police.
How are they good to you?
Well, in a way, sometimes they are very friendly. Sometimes they are very hard on people, I must say. They should give room to people to explain sometimes when they are caught in any act. Sometimes there might be suspicion, like they will say it's a suspect. They should follow up and be diligent on people so that they will get the fact or to the bottom of the problem. Sometimes they can bust on you and just take you unaware. Yes, it's understood. Or sometimes they might not even put on uniforms to just come and arrest you unexpectedly.
Mama, I want to ask you questions about if you can you just I know it doesn't matter, please. Doesn't matter. You sell here. You're a businesswoman. Do you? Who is the police to you? Do you like the police?
Yes.
How do you like the police?
Because they are securities.
So how do you like them? Because they're securities. Have they secured you? What have they done?
Yes, they secured as a nation.
Give us an example of a situation that has made you love police.
Like, for example, here that we are selling is an open place. Without them, we cannot be here.
Please, good afternoon. Who is the police to you?
Hey, police. Police na one chance na. You know if you carry your case go there na money. Everything about them na money. Police no get friends. They are not protecting this country. They are destroying this country. Because if you carry anything case, they will turn it to you. They will turn it upside down because of money. See, I didn't know maybe they are protecting property. You can see. I didn't believe, especially SARS. That kind of one, SARS. They are not a human being. I will not lie to you. Please, they should do something about SARS. We need the real one. We didn't need the fake one.
So, Mama, please, thank you very much. Who is the police to you?
Police is our friend, but not now again in Nigeria. Now police are the enemy. If you have money, if you don't have money, you don't have anything like police for you. But if you have money, you have police.
Police is everybody's friend. They're in charge of the security of Nigeria, so they protect lives, and they're my friend.
How are you? I want to ask you a question, please. Yeah, please. Do you like the police?
Yes.
How do you like the police?
It's okay.
Tell me what you like about the police.
Yes, I like police because of our rules or regulation about Nigeria. Because the police is okay for me. That's why I like police.
You like the uniform?
Yes, I like the uniform now. Every I reach the police, I like the uniform.
So if I put you in the police force now, will you love the job?
I love now because of I like.
Sir, the police station I've been to is Kobwa. Those people there, they don't know how to do their work. Why? They give side to side. If you're not a language person, where you are in a trouble.
Well, you have heard the reactions of Nigerians on the streets, their reactions to who the police is to them. Some say they are friends, others say they are not friends, and some of them have said all that they feel that the police is to them. Please drop your comment exactly how you feel who the police is to you. Peggy, Shandi TVN.
Welcome back. This is still Television Nigerian. That was reactions from Nigeria concerning who they think the police is to them. Well, personally, I feel that the police is my friend and they will continue to be my friends. We should all encourage each other.
And most times people actually have this resentment towards the police, maybe due to the way they go about their business and all of that. I saw a particular person complaining about some of them not coming in their uniform to make arrests. Yes, if they are out for investigation,
there are the investigators there. Yes,
to that regard. Okay, away from that, now let's take you to the street cred on hunger virus versus coronavirus.
Yes. I'll choose coronavirus to hunger. 3 times with the chop a day.
Coronavirus is more dangerous. The problem on ground now is even worse than coronavirus.
Between hunger and coronavirus, which one is more dangerous?
Hunger is more dangerous.
Why do you think so?
Staying at home, you are not working, money is not coming, and to come outside and contact the, it's better we come outside, let us get the virus, than to stay at home and be. You see, when you die on hunger, that one is more dangerous. I'm telling you.
Well, have you heard of any barrier of someone this person died of hunger?
No, I have never heard about anybody who died about coronavirus.
About hunger.
Hunger, yes. People have already, even the particular place where I am now, people are dying.
Have you attended a burial of a person who died of hunger?
It's just a little boy because before, you know, hunger you torment children than matured people. You understand me now? Hunger do torment children than matured ones because the matured one can be able to bear the hunger, but the children can never be able to bear it.
I'm referring to you now. Do you prefer coming outside or staying?
As a citizen of Nigeria, I prefer coming outside to come and hustle than to stay inside there and die on hunger.
What if you contact the virus?
Nothing will happen to African man. African man does not die in a virus.
The hunger virus now pass, now was pass. How many children you get? 4. And you dey work. You are not doing any business at all. And the money that they pay you in your working place, that's the only thing you capitalize on. Hunger will come out your children. Contacting coronavirus. See, even if you are inside the house, you will still contact the coronavirus. If there is coronavirus at all, if you are inside the house, you contact it. If you come outside, you will still contact if God wants you to contact. But for the children of God, nobody will as long as there is God, you will not contact coronavirus.
Coronavirus and hunger. Coronavirus is more dangerous now because it kills. They say you should stay at home, but they don't even give us anything to eat, no money. Even the lights is not steady, water is not steady, and they say we should stay at home. We can't stay at home now.
If you come outside now, you contact the virus and to stay.
I can't contact the virus. If it's for me, I can't contact the virus because I believe I'm a poor man. I don't have money, and I only believe that it's only big men that contact that virus. Me, I can't contact the virus. It's for me. I can't contact the virus. I'm very sure.
Afternoon.
Both.
Coronavirus.
Why did I come outside? I want to buy food for my children. I did. I have sanitizer. But I can't prepare perishable goods. I have to buy tomatoes and other things. I can't freeze them because most time there's no light.
Coming outside and staying at home.
I prefer coming outside because there's no money for me to eat. Federal government didn't pay me money. I'm a hand worker. I'm not a salary earner. There's no money for me to eat. So I need to come out to look for what to eat.
Between staying at home and die of hunger and coming outside and contact the virus and die.
Actually, staying at home would have been okay if the palliatives where government put in place is reaching the particular people that is meant for. It will be okay, but how can you tell somebody that is hungry not to come out? It's not possible. If you stay at home, you don't have anything to eat, you must die. So that's why some people, some of us are hanging outside to know whether we can see anything to eat.
You come out and contact the virus, you also die.
Yes, but in actual sense, we are trying to keep some distance to avoid the contamination. But if government want to help us, they will actually place this in, maybe use how they used to share NEPA bill to bring all these things to our own doorsteps.
Now, between coronavirus and hunger, which one is more dangerous?
Coronavirus is very dangerous, as we meant to know. But hunger is also dangerous. Though I have not seen somebody that is affected, but the one is affecting me is more dangerous. Hunger.
It's like hunger is more dangerous because now
hunger is more dangerous.
Okay, when I'm staying at home and coming outside, which one is more good?
Staying at home alone is boring. So how can I stay at home doing what?
Now if you come outside, you contact the virus. At the same stay at home.
Even though if I should stay at home, well, for me staying at home is kind of boring, just
You've seen for yourself street creed of Nigerians on hunger virus versus coronavirus.
Anyhow, it's been a nice time having you. I pray that we all realize that it's not just about the food, but our health needs to be very, very secured. Because the moment you're saying you want to come out, this virus will be spread the more and the more and the more. And the cases will keep increasing.
The virus stop moving.
Exactly. And it's not a thing of saying hunger is going to kill us. And they have not heard when hunger is killing people. So we should just try to whole body.
And in the government capacity, they are trying their best.
Exactly. Exactly. They are not God. They are trying their possible best. It's been a nice time with you. From myself, Messi Joe, and
Elvis Oga.
Thank you very much for staying tuned to us. This is still Television Nigerian here in Abuja. Please stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll be here by 9 a.m. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Daybreak Africa, what makes it amazing? Is it the stories? Is it the wildlife? Is it the people? Daybreak Africa, news across Africa.